All right, hello everyone, and welcome to another weekly wrap. So I'm going to do a weekly wrap. This time I'm going to record it there because my live sessions are a bit dodgy. Okay, I'm still not used to it. So let's see what happens. I'm going to start off with Bitcoin because that's what I've got open in front of me. Let's do a weekly wrap and see how things panned out. So first of all, as usual, we're going to go into the swing days. So what were the swing days for Bitcoin? So here we are with Bitcoin. So Tuesday/Wednesday and Sunday. So Tuesday/Wednesday means Tuesday or Wednesday we're going to have a swing day, so we better look out for it. So I did a daily video on that. I said Bitcoin has room to come down. Where's this from? Let's get rid of that. Bitcoin has room to come down, but Wednesday being a swing day, I did say don't sell the lows. I always say don't sell the lows. So I did say if the market is still hanging down here during trade hours, if the market is still cheap during trade hours, you can look to go up. All right, and this is the trading hours in New York. All right, and this is what happened on Wednesday. Now on Tuesday we didn't have a swing day. All right, Tuesday the market was mucking around here. It was at the highs of Monday. They sold on Tuesday, which is fine, all the way down into Wednesday. Okay, and so Tuesday sold into Wednesday, and on Wednesday the hours I had was 10:40 to 11:20, 12:45, 2:25, and so on. So all of those hours, let's check it out. 10:40. That's your 10:40, that's your 11:40. So the market is still low, okay, at these hours. As you can see, 11:40 is there. What else did I have? 12:45, 2:25, 12:45. They're all here, you see, in the London. 12:45, 2:25, 2:25 is there on that bar. All right. And then this is now beginning with that box there, the New York session. 305, 340, 420. 305 here. Okay, 305, 320, and 420 is where the market boom started to push up. 420 is there. So this is where all the action kind of happened, as you can see, on a Wednesday. And on Wednesdays in the video I said, listen, this is still, Bitcoin in my opinion still has room to go down, but if we're at the lows, it's a swing day, and if the market is low at the trading hours, you can go long, and that's what New York did. This is the New York pre-trading session here, London pre-trade to morning session, New York pre-trade to morning session, and so on. And I did make a comment here for 7 o'clock, didn't I? Yeah, from 7:05 to 7:30. Okay, I did say I'm not sure if it will turn the market, but if you have a position open, use this time to manage it and see how it reacts. Okay, so this was the time to manage the trade. So this is 7:30 and this is 7 o'clock here. So if anybody entered the market around here in these low areas and the market is here, now you have to be careful. So what do you have to do? Well, you got to put your stop up a little bit to see how things are going, and then once the market discovered that it's going to go up, it went all the way into the Asia session there on a Thursday. And if you see my Thursday hours here, okay, well, I had a few hours there, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3:05, 4:35. So that was a busy zone, all right, from 1 to 4:35. But you can see 1 to 4:35 there. These were the hours, like the market went up, and once you see it going down, that sits like sizzling all the way in, and that 4:35 is also here. So the market just kept pushing down. Now I did also make a comment on Thursday, we had to be careful. I said 5:40, careful until 6:40. So from 5:40 p.m. my time to 6:40 p.m. my time, it's going to be New York morning session here. That's 5:40, market smashing down into 6:40. 6:40 is there. This is 6:45, And then I said it can be sudden and disruptive, which is what it was, sudden disruptive. And then I said, then I've got 725 to 820. So that's a good zone to kind of get in. 725, 725. This is your 725 bar, right? That's 715. And then 815 bar is going to be, that's the one there. Okay, now you can see this is great with a sudden move down, market closing the gap at trading hours. So then you can get in here pretty much and put a stop loss under the low in this zone there. So you can see very tight stop loss. Okay, and then the market just going into Sunday. All right, this is Sunday. We're on a Sunday now, right? As you can see, we've made some price targets up there. Let's see on the weekly. There's still a bit of room, but I think I had that 84,448. And I did say if this thing is breaking up, could go up. So I'm just checking where I can see a PST level. So that we didn't have a PST level yet. And on the daily, well, we still might go a little higher. Okay. But those levels, what did I take? Probably took the highs of previous levels. Okay. Let's tighten it up and see. Where did I take those levels from? Okay, probably from the gaps here. Okay, and as you can see, the market filled in those gaps nicely. And this is Sunday. So the market went all the way from Wednesday into Sunday. All right, and that's good to know, because if I have a swing day, you know, on a Tuesday or Wednesday, and the next one is on a Sunday, and if I see the trend going up, I can just follow it all the way into Sunday, can't I? So, and that's, you know, pretty much good for us to know. Okay, so let's start looking at the others then. Hope that helps. The vertical lines right here on the chart are my trading hours, right? So what we really want to do is check out the swing hours, the swing days, and the PST pricing for the daily, the weekly, or the technical analysis pricing for the day or weekly. Or you can in fact do your own technical analysis and get your own pricing and just match it to the time that I provide. It doesn't matter. And that's basically it. Okay. On Tuesday as well, if you take a look, the market sold exactly at the trading hours going all the way into Wednesday. So on Tuesday, what did I say for Tuesday? So I gave the market hours, and then I said, look, 7:15 to 7:35. I've got 5:25:30. So that's like, you know, from 5:20 to 5:30, and I've got 6:20 here. So from 5:20 to 6:20, I'm expecting something. And then by 7:15 to 7:35, if it turns, then it should carry to 11 o'clock. Okay. You know what I mean? So that's your 5:30, 5:15 turning around. The market turns around. Where's 11 o'clock? 11 o'clock is right there. All right, so just market settled into there. Wednesday's a swing day, makes it slow. Trading hours around the lows, going up into Sunday. All right, so let's take a look at gold and see how that panned out. Gold, Euro, Dollar, SP 500. I've got them on the same page here. Let's see. Swing day, swing hour, and a time. If we match them, that's it. Maximum profit, minimum risk. So let's take a look. Let's start with gold. So with gold, let's see the swing days first. So I had a Tuesday and a Friday. So what happened? So this is Tuesday. All right, so this is Tuesday. All right. So on Tuesday, we have a low. Remember from last week, okay, not last week, but the week before, we had a Thursday high, and I said it's a swing day, so we should sell. So the market sold. Now Tuesday was a swing day, so Tuesday from the lows want to go up, right? So Tuesday from the lows want to go up. How far do we want to go up? Well, the next swing day is Friday, so we're either going to go on to Friday if we calculated it right, or we might have a disruptive something might happen in the middle, but it didn't. It went all the way into Friday, which is nice and easy. So Tuesday to Friday is a good move for us. So now I have to do is, at what hours should I be from the lows going up, right? So this is what we need to be looking up into. So let's take a look. So these are the Tuesday hours, right? Tuesday. Now Monday also was a nice day because Monday made the PST zone here, my PST targets, right? And then this is Monday. Maybe I should put myself all the way up there. All right, so we'll do that. All right, so this is Monday. All right, and then on the Monday New York session, we had the PST done, trading hours right there in the trading hour, market goes up. Tuesday, trading hours retracing, okay, and Tuesday coming back to the same zone where they bought in Asia, so it's not going any lower. So Tuesday market makes a stop and Asia session starts the buying, goes up into Thursday trading hours, market buys again at trading hours. Thursday there's nowhere to get in because it's just going up and up and up. Friday is a swing day. Well, the trading hours, you can see you're at the tops there. You couldn't really sell on a Friday trade hour because it's obviously going up somewhere, right? So on Friday, the best thing you can do is when you got a target, get out at the right time at the right price and just call it a week and bye-bye. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Now euro dollar we had Tuesday, Thursday. Now swing days, as you know, is either going to be a swing day or a breakout day. Now here it was a bit tricky actually. This is Tuesday, right? So this is from last week Friday. We had a swing day. Market came down into Tuesday. Tuesday market bought. Wednesday went up and sold. Thursday from the lows again it shot up. This was tricky because I did say this is a sell zone. If the market comes up here looking to sell is, you know, legitimate. But it turned out to be a breakout. They just went boom, breaking out. So once it breaks out above the PST, right, as you can see, this is on a Friday, there's nothing to talk about. And on the weekly as well, it was a bit tricky because we were like breaking to the upside, okay? And it did come to the targets that the system, the ATAM system that I use has. So it kind of like broke out. Now the important thing this month for us in April was this 1136 at the monthly, which on the 3rd I think it was, because that was on the first week of April. Here it is. This is the 3rd, right? 3rd of April, correct. On Thursday we met the PST level, which was 1136. I'm going to get rid of these so it'll be easier to see. This is 1136 here, right, as you can see. And that was pretty much the price for the monthly PST. And as you can see, it was trading hours here as well. So the market just sold off at the trading hour at a PST level. It was a good day to trade. And Friday was a swing day and the market just went down into Monday. Now, then we had Tuesday for a swing day. And Tuesday, the market started picking up. That's the low of the week, by the way. As you can see, Tuesday, it made the low of the week, pretty much touching the Asia Monday. That's pretty much the low of the week at the trading hours in New York. And then the market started buying. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of these as well. Too many lines are not good for us. Okay, so the market is there, as you can see, on a Tuesday. Tuesday being a swing day, market starts to go up. Thursday is a swing day. Thursday, it just kept pushing up. Now, if we have a Thursday swing day, from the highs, we're looking for a sell, aren't we? And so what's the sell zone? This is the sell zone, as you can see. So the places you can look for a sell is on the red line. Now, on the daily, we didn't get to the red line. Okay, and on the price we did get 1143, but that broke out, as you can see. 1143, let's check it out. This is 1143 here. All right, there, just above the 1136 of the monthly PST. Look when that breaks out. That's just extraordinary. It breaks out at the trading hour. You see the bar there, it just goes bang up. So it's just bullish. Okay, breaking out. This is a 15-minute chart. Goes into the trading hour, stops there, and starts going sideways, but they're just not selling. The next trading hour, they buy again. See, it's bullish. Okay, so they're like bullish with it. And then it just goes all the way into Friday, into there. Okay, so if you sold, you would have sold in this zone of 1136 to 1143 at a trading hour. If you sold on this bar, you would have been stopped out pretty much either at that level or at that level. Your stop loss shouldn't have been any higher, because if we've got time and price right, it's either going to turn or it's either going to break out. Okay, so more often than not, it will turn. Breakouts are a different situation, when I'm kind of like saying, you know, guys, be careful at these levels, right? When I'm like giving the heads up. If I say we're going to get a pushy move, then you're like, okay, so might get a breakout. You know, if I say we're going to get a sudden disruptive move, it's like, oh, okay, we might get a breakout. You know, it makes sense. So more often than not, we're always turning, right? But every now and then we will get a breakout. This is on the swing days and also the swing hours too. That will happen. But you can see the trading hours are more often than not turning, and the swing days more often than not are turning as well. The only time they'll break out is when they're like tightly together, and we'll have another swing day and they'll be like banging down. And if I see an example, I'll show you on that as well. So market just breaks out and goes into Friday. So Tuesday and Thursday were the important days for the market on the euro dollar, and that's basically when all the move happens. So this is why we're like looking out for these swing days, because they are the movement days. We're either going to turn around or we're going to push. Okay, let's take a look at SP 500. So SP 500 I had Monday, Friday, and Dow Jones and Nasdaq had just Thursday. So when I did the video, I said, guys, indices go together more often than not. So Monday, maybe we can take it as a swing day for Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and SP 500 and buy the lows at trading hours. And then, because Dow Jones and Nasdaq had a Thursday, I said, well, you know, SP 500 we can sell on a Thursday if the price and time is right. So let's see SP 500. Now SP 500, that's your Monday, the low of the week, goes all the way into Thursday and sells off where? At the PST price, which I talked about before, on a Thursday. So that is your Thursday, that's the PST price and the trading hours, and the market has a gap as well, so it's like really logical to sell it, and then it comes down into that Thursday. So from Monday, this is Monday. So Monday the market makes trading hours here, here, and here. Now the only time that was really like feasible on a Tuesday was on a Monday was at the lows here in pre-London trading session, or the other time was on a Monday here at 7:05 to 7. I think it was this 7:15. Let's check out Monday again. So what did I say here? I said, so we've got the morning session here. This is pretty much just before London, 9:20, 9:35. It's that bar there. Okay, this is the Asia session. Did I have anything for Asia? I had 3, 10 past 3, 4:55. Let's check it out. 3 o'clock. Well, 3 o'clock is here. Okay, and 3 o'clock, 10 past 3 is pretty much there. So all we have to do when we're in a situation like this. So Monday being a swing day, this is the low zone, all right? Then what we have to do is if there's a price or not. So we would be checking for a price. And remember, we had the HCL1, which is 4847 on the weekly. This is the 4847. So market is pretty much on a PST, okay? And that's the time. PST, that's the time. And the market goes up and it doesn't come back to make any lower lows. It just kept going up. Now in New York, if you're a New York session trader, because there are a lot of people from the US, we had on Monday, we only had 115, and then I said we're targeting 955 to 1035, 955 to 1035. That's your 955. 1035 should be the low there, and then the closing, I guess. 1150. Market may get to a good level to turn at closing, and Asia might be a good time to get in. That's the closing there. All right, so the market just went up in there. Let's get rid of these because I didn't have those hours. Okay, we had 135. This was nothing to do here. Why? Because you're at the opening price and the low is there. So the only thing you could do then is wait for New York. If you're going to go long, you got to go long at the PST. Okay, the hours are done, but the PST is okay to get in if you got in here or even after the market went up, because once it goes up, you understand that's where we're heading, and then that's basically it, targeting those hours. And on Tuesday, market goes up into the weekly pivot at the trading hours, big sell-off. Coming into Wednesday, look at that, Wednesday we're back at the PST at the trading hours, and then market shoots up into Thursday. Thursday is a swing day for Dow and Nasdaq. Market pushed down, closed the gap into a trading hour. This is why timing is really important, to cover your trades, to take profit, because it's telling you, guys, we've filled in a gap. It's a trading hour. This is going, this can go the other way, and nice and easily it does. This is a nice place to take a lesson from. Here's a trading hour. Why is it not a good place to buy? Because you've got a gap at the bottom there, you see? So this is a tricky place to buy because of the gap. You'd like to wait for it to come back, fills in the gap, nice and easy. It's a trading hour. You want to go long, now you can go long. Friday, nothing to do. That was the low done Thursday. That was the high done Thursday. Thursday was a swing day. You're in the middle of nowhere. The only place you can sell is if it's going to go up. If it was up in the zones where they sold off before, that's the only time you could have sold. You could have sold up here. Let's see, on a Friday. Why? Because what caused that disruptive move? No, there is nothing to do here. You would have needed to wait for the market to come back up here. Exactly. That's basically it. So we took a look at all of those. Let's take a look at, let's not be lazy, let me take a look at Dow Jones and Nasdaq, because Nasdaq and Dow Jones only had Thursday, but we used SP 500's Monday to use it as a swing day until we get to Thursday, and that is SP 500. So SP 500, we have Thursday, and that's your Thursday. All right, pretty much there. Okay, and Monday, like I said, I took from SP 500. The hours are the same. I didn't mark the hours here, but you can see the hours work really good when you're like trading them. Okay, it's just a matter of matching time and price, then your success rate will be really high. Let's take a look at Nasdaq as well. So with Nasdaq, okay, with Nasdaq on Thursday, when I looked at the market, it was a tricky day because we had a breakout. So I did say, guys, don't trade this, trade SP 500. But as you can see as well on this one, on the weekly, we had a good buy kiss right there, and the market sizzled down. But I don't like to go against the PST. But Thursday, swing day, look, it's just, you know, works fine. So if you know Thursday is a swing day and you've been going up since Monday, you know, every time it pulls back, you go up. This is why I always buy on the pullbacks, because if I've got a swing day, let's say from SP 500, we got this for a swing day Monday, right? So I don't want to be like going and buying up here somewhere if I'm following it. You know what I mean? So it's made an impulse. Okay, remember from the trading program, you made an impulse, let it come back to you. And then when it comes back into your trading hour, because your bias is up now until Thursday, then you just go up until Thursday on the pullbacks, pushing up all the time. You can even hold that position until Thursday. This is why sometimes I say we trade intraday, but we can keep positions for a few days from one swing day to the other. Well, I hope that helps. That was the weekly wrap up, and any questions you can always shoot them through. I like to answer questions with videos as well, with short videos, so it's like really clear when you see it, and then you can kind of like visualize it exactly as how it happened. Have a good weekend.